All right, so I Will Follow You Into the Dark. Now, this is going to be kind of a finger-picking, kind of finger-strumming song. And we're going to start with the A minor and kind of first talk about a little bit of the rhythm stuff we're going to play with this. So we're going to have an A minor chord, and we are capoed on the 5th fret, okay? So now what you're going to hear through a lot of the song is the thumb playing the bass note. So in this case, we're going to play the open A string. And then the fingers kind of strumming lightly behind it. We have the thumb hit the bass string, and then we're going to strum down, usually maybe your first finger or your middle finger, or them kind of together. And then we're just going to lightly rake across the strings. So our thumb is going to play the bass note of the A, and then our fingers are going to strum down, up, and then up, down, up. So it should sound like this. Okay, and that's kind of the idea behind a lot of the song. All right, so we're going to move on to the C chord, and we're going to do the exact same thing. Thumb on the A string. Okay. Exact same pattern. And then we're going to go to an F chord, and this is going to work best if you use an F bar chord. Like that. So that way we can get that low string. We're going to play the low E string this time with our thumb. And then we'll go to a C chord, and we're going to play that the same like we did, but we're only going to play the bass note and then a down up, because we're going to go right to a G over B chord. And we're going to play that with the 2nd fret of your A and the 3rd fret of your B and high E string. And we'll play the same bass note of your A string and then a down up again. So the C to the G over B, and that walks us back down to the A minor. So far we have this. All right, we're going to go right back to the A minor chord, and then we're just going to go to the C chord. Same strums with these, and then we're going to go to the G, and we're just going to kind of sit on this G for a little bit longer. Now with the G chord, we're going to play that bass note on the low E string like we have, and we're going to start with the down up strum, and then the up, down, up. But then we're going to play the up, down, up twice more. So we'll have this slowly. So kind of 3 of the up, down, up at the end. So the second part we have this. Now we go right back to the A minor chord, down to the C, and now we're going to have an E major chord, and we're going to play that just the same rhythm we have, but we're going to move our thumb to the low E string, okay? And then we're going to play the A minor again, and this time we're going to do the A minor the same way we did when we had that C to the G over B. So we're just going to play the bass note and then a down up strum. Because we're going to go to an A minor 7 over G. Okay? So what that means is we're just going to take this ring finger from the A minor and we're going to hop it over to the 3rd fret of your low E string. And we'll move our thumb to that bass note. Okay? So we have this. And then we're going to go to an F major chord again. And then we have the F minor chord. Now if you listen, you can kind of hear him strum that first note instead of playing the bass string. But if you just basically replace the first note that we usually are playing with the bass note with a down strum, then it's the exact same. So then down, down, up, down, up. And then we go to a C chord. So the last section should sound like this. Okay, now when we get to that last chord, that C chord, that's going to set us up for the verse to actually start the singing, the melody. So what we're going to do with the C chord this time is, there's two ways you could do this, but we're going to bounce the bass note as we play this. So you could go ahead and think of this as a C over G chord, which is just like your normal C chord, but we're going to add the 3rd fret of that low E string. So we're going to play the bass note, and then a down up strum, and then we're going to move the bass note over to the low E string on the 3rd fret, and then play another down up. So we get this. Now you could do that by moving your ring finger like that from the C chord over from the A string to the E string, or you could just go ahead and set both your fingers down. You can just set it and forget it. And we'll do that twice. And then we're going to go to the A minor chord again. And we're going to do the same kind of trick here, but we don't have to do anything different. We're just going to move our thumb to the low E string open right after we play the first one. So we'll have, so A string, down, up, E string, down, up. So far we have the C over G, A minor over E, and then we'll go to the F chord. So on the F chord, you could move the bass note if you wanted to, or you could just stay with the low E string. If you wanted to move the bass note, you would just go between the E string to the A string. Like that. And then after that, we're going to go right back to the C chord. Instead, we're going to kind of go back to that first rhythm we did, where we did the down, up, down, up. And then we'll go to a G chord and do the same. So far we have this. Now we're going to repeat that exact same thing all over again. So we're going to go C over G, A minor over E, F, C, G. So the verse really repeats those chords twice, and then that shoots us right into the chorus. Now, the nice part about the chorus of the song is it is exactly the intro. So you've already learned the chorus. So here's our chorus. Now after that, we go right back to the verse, and really it's just a repeat of from verse to chorus until the very last time. The last verse will basically, we have the same pattern as we've had, but when we go C over G, and we'll go A minor over E, and we have F, and we go C to G. And that's usually the end, but he's going to add one more line to this. But when he says in the blackest of rooms, those lyrics, we're going to kind of add a little bit more. So we're going to add two more chords. So we're going to go to A minor, and then the F. So we'll go A minor. And you can treat that A minor kind of how we've treated the G, where we kind of stay to it a little bit longer. kind of like that. And it's going to be the same idea there. So I'm going to go ahead and play the last verse so you can hear how that goes. Now for the very last chorus, there's really no change. The only thing will be there's a tag. And so at the very last time when you have the F to the F minor to the C, we'll do a little walk down. So we'll go C, G over B, and then to the A minor. Okay, so I think this is a really good first finger picking song for a lot of people, especially if you've played a lot of chords already, so the bar chords, the F and the F minor don't bother you, because your thumb really is only going to pick any of the notes, and the rest of it you can kind of just strum with your fingers. So I think it's a good intro into finger picking and kind of getting your fingers a little bit used to some control of where the strings are. If you have any questions, please just let me know, and I'll see you next time.